Hey, Star Stuff. This is your weekly timeless reading for December 25th to the 31st, 2023. All right, beginning of the week, we have a major arcana clarified by another major arcana. Awareness says something in your awareness pulls apart the curtain of the material world and the spiritual world makes some things known to you. Clarified by innocence. Card 19. This old man sitting there with an attitude of childlike curiosity, watching this grasshopper on his fingers. Up above him, the cherry blossoms are in the background. They're falling, looks like onto his robe, onto his head, and he's just watching it with the innocence of a child while his blessings come to him. Whatever is happening for you in the beginning of this week, it is likely to open understanding, open awareness, open realizations. Maybe they're happening in your meditation. Maybe they're happening because the wrong person tried you on the right day. Maybe there is something going on. Maybe it's an ongoing situation where you haven't had solutions. This is an opportunity to see things in a different way. When we clutch to the material, and yes, the material is absolutely important. It is the vehicle for how our spiritual selves move through life. However, the awareness and the perspective that we have can keep us neutral. It can open the door for receiving and blessings, or it can close the door and block blessings, depending on where we are inside ourselves and how we're making our choices, how we act to meet the moments in our now. And so, the beginning of the week, from the cards, it appears that we have an opportunity to pull aside that curtain of the material and connect to something deeper. This might be a really excellent week to do meta meditations or heart space type meditations. In the middle of the week, we have participation or fire. This card shows from up above. It is 4 people, each in a different color. They have their hands forward onto a table, thumbs to the left, one hand up, one hand down. To me, that symbolizes receiving as well as giving. And the colors on their bodies, they are in equal participation and flow. And neither of them are taking on the colors of the other. Their colorful energy is blending together, working together to make the wheel move. This could be, I'm feeling this a couple of different ways. One is the connection to the great tapestry, the great web that is being weaved by all of our choices. The one that source, multiverse, universe, whatever you want to call it, has their hand on us with or about, right? Like we each have our own awareness for what happens when our web has something caught in it, when that web string starts to shiver and shake. You can only control what you have connection to, what's in your web that's close to you. You can't control other people's. So if you are able to release your expectations, your assumptions, and focus on the energy that you're putting in, focus on your receiving, focus on your neutral aspects, because there's also black in the card and there's white in the card, like in the colors that are swirling. And so the movements that you and the people in your life, right? The people that have connection to the vehicles in your life, you can't control them or influence them except by doing what you do, releasing expectation, releasing the need for somebody else to be different, to do something different, and focusing on what it is you're putting in, what it is that you are receiving, and how it is that you move, how it is that you see. That is the work of the present moment, to be here, to participate. Moving on to the end of the week, we have Queen of Fire, sharing in all of her radiant, beautiful, abundant, bountiful blessings. Her colors are red and orange, highlighted by white, blue, the flowers in a massive crown, like a massive halo behind her. She has her offerings, fruit, and candles. She is adorned. You know that she is rich. You know that she is abundant. And you know that this woman is business. And she does not think twice about sharing her riches and her abundance, because that is her nature. Clarified by the Four of Water. Turning in, we see a meditating figure on the surface. As we look at her, she's calm. The art on her robes show from solar plexus below, she is all water. The water is calm. On the outer robe are the roses. Upper robe is a darker blue, solid. And if you look at her face, she is not concerned about what's happening with her mind. It's almost like the people in, come on, words. I want to say illusions, but that is not the word I'm wanting. These are representations of perceptions. These are representations of experiences. These are everything from haters to shadow selves to anything that pushes and pulls her in a way that takes her out of her center, out of her heart space, out of the present moment. And if you look closely, like around her head, there's another representation of water, like around her head. And water represents emotions. Our emotions can cement things that hold us back, cement distraction. If you deal with anxiety, and I chuckle because I deal with anxiety, then you probably understand this very viscerally. Sometimes situation or happening that our body or our mind anticipates never comes to pass. And it is very much like the figure in this card allows it all to be, getting wu wei, where you allow those things to happen. You know, if you have anxious thoughts, if you have intrusive thoughts, clutching at those thoughts and trying to tense up, to push the thoughts away or to push them down, intensifies the experience and cements them in your reality. Being able to let them be there like clouds, to not allow yourself to get hooked. And it is a practice to not allow yourself to get hooked. I want to be careful not to shame anyone who's experiencing these things. It takes work, effort to let go once you are used to clutter. What I'm seeing in these cards is the Queen of Fire wants to be abundant. Her nature is that fire of flow. The Queen of Fire pours that abundance naturally. And if there are emotional things that you are being hung up on, that you are clutching, that you're tensing up around, it very well could be blocking your blessings. And the Queen of Fire is showing up for you. She's saying, I am here. I am ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And if you are not able to connect to that energy, if you are not able to be with your heart, be with your emotions, and understand that stuff that's going on, the cloudy stuff, the distraction, and it could be you, right? Like it very well could be in your self-talk, and maybe asking yourself, who really said that? Is that my voice? Is that someone else's voice? Is that programming? What is that is coming up that's making me feel like I'm not worthy? What is that coming up that creates these feelings of undesirability or I'm not enough? Could be stopping you for asking for help too, because the Queen of Fire shares, right? Like if she needs something, if she needs something, she's not afraid to ask for something either, because she gives. And so the Queen of Fire also receives. That's why she has so many flowers. That's why her halo is so big. right? Like she is like, let's go, let's do, but you can't go do without fuel. This could represent actual, for real kind meditation also. Maybe taking some time to meditate and ask, what is my blessings? Am I blocking my blessings? Where in my body is the resistance? And being able to accept things is the first step to being able to unblock yourself, to uncement the challenges and the resistance that has been holding you back from the things that you most desire, from the things that you deserve, the birthright that you are here to walk in and claim. I have one more card from the Wild Unknown I'd like to pull. As this is the last reading of this year, I want to take a look and see how it is that we might orient ourselves in preparation for 2024. We have Stingray. Let's see what Stingray has for us here. Stingray says, developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. Ooh, massive chills down the back of my body, especially on the left arm when I read that. Left represents yin or feminine energy, and some people believe that femininity is soft, and that is true, but understand that femininity is soft in the way that fire is soft. Okay? Resting in your feminine is not necessarily doing nothing. Understand that the feminine comes with light, dark, and neutral qualities, meaning feminine, masculine, and neutral qualities. It is not energy to be playing with. Okay. It says, the Stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma growing within the Stingray is too strong to ignore. When in balance, the Stingray represents eagerness and the desire to grow. When out of balance, the Stingray blames others and quits. To bring the Stingray into balance, move through the discomfort. I feel like this is an extension very much of the end of the week reading, but it also connects to each of these cards. So, beginning of the week, we have some things happening into our material that open up the way for us to see with new eyes. And with that seeing, coming, bringing curious, neutral, childlike, positive regard to yourself, to situations, to the happenings of this week. Then we have participation, where we are focused, poised in the now, and mindful with our energy of receiving and our energy of giving fully at play, are inside of a neutral, supportive framework. And then we have the Queen of Fire. And if she is blocked, which it is likely that the Queen of Fire's blessings and abundance is likely to be blocked or challenged, especially in a world in which so much of masculine energy is taught, socialized, programmed to fear, quote unquote, weakness or feminine energy. Do not allow distractions, a-holes, obstacles, problems take you out of your good. Return to your center, right? Like, people can do things to trigger you. People can do things to distract you, to make you doubt yourself. Come back to your center. Queen of Fire has many things to offer you. Remember that, because holiday time, both with the Christmas holiday, if you celebrate it, as well as the New Year's holiday, if you celebrate that, are likely to have challenges and unexpecteds. So remember to stay in your queen energy. She has a lot of blessings. And remember that even though she is fire and active, she still comes with flowers. She still comes God-bearing gifts. They're yours. You get to have those, period. I don't care what anybody else says or does. The stingray tells us to find our balance. Your sense of self, your confidence, your spine. This is the time to embrace your dark feminine energy. If you are being controlled, messed with, people throwing shade at you, do not allow it to take you out of your center. Stand firm in yourself. Speak even if your voice shakes. You absolutely can do it. You owe it to yourself and the people connected to you to bring forth your highest and best good. And if that means telling somebody that they're being an a-hole, then that's what you got to do sometimes. And if it's you that's being like that, it's okay to self-reflect and to self-check in with that balance. Lean in to that discomfort. Get to know yourself when you are in the unknown, when you must take risks, because right now, staying stagnant, staying the same is not in your highest good. It is time to move. It is time to change. It is time to grow. And sometimes that can be letting go of bad habits, bad in quotation marks, because understand that bad is subjective. Changing your mind about things that you may have found challenging, uncomfortable, or unfamiliar. And know that the easy, the comfortable, and the familiar can be in the places where these things that are challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar are. The things that are comfortable and easy, familiar now weren't always easy and comfortable and familiar before. Okay? Move through the discomfort. If you're blaming others and quitting, reframe. Stop blaming people. Accept what is. Take responsibility for your actions. And find that thing to commit consistency to. If I don't see you beforehand, Happy New Year. Remember, you've got this. If you found value in this video, please leave me a like. Love to see some comments about how your week has gone. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next year.